So some websites can contain a very large amount of invaluable data. Stock prices, product details, sports stats, company contacts, you name it. If you wanted to access this information, you'd either have to use whatever format the website uses or copy paste the information manually into a new document. Here's where web scraping can help. Web scraping refers to the extraction of data from a website. This information is collected and then exported into a format that is more useful for the user, be it a spreadsheet or an API. Over the course of my career, I have used multiple web scraping tools. They are very excellent tools if you want to collect leads from websites or directories. However, they do have a learning curve to set them up. But I can tell you that even if the learning curve takes you a week to learn, the data it will provide you is worth a month's worth of research at least. I've used scraping to scrape leads from chamber websites, local school directories, and Fortune 500 companies where I needed website, phone numbers, addresses, and email addresses. If there was one tool in my collection for generating leads, a web scraper is that tool. While there may be hundreds of web scrapers available on the internet, you will need to find one that is either in the cloud or downloaded on the desktop. The scraper that I found to be the easiest to use is called import.io. I used to use this service when it first launched and it was more affordable. Now it's very popular and much more expensive. Another tool I use is called Data Miner. This is also in the cloud and it's more realistic on the price point. It's not one that I would have personally used, but it does fit alongside import.io. The web scraper I use currently is called Web Scraper. That's just Web Scraper. However, this tool is built for only Mac users. So if you wanted to find it, you can actually just Google it by typing in Web Scraper. And then I believe this will find for you, or Web Scraper for Mac, and you'll be able to find that tool. It's also a desktop app, meaning there is a program to download it to work offline. Although web scraping can be done manually, in most cases, automated tools are preferred when scraping web data as they can be less costly and work at a faster rate. But in most cases, web scraping is not a simple task. Websites come in many shapes and forms. As a result, web scrapers vary in functionality and features. If you've ever copy and pasted information from a website, you perform the same function as any web scraper, only on a microscopic manual scale. The true power of web scraping lies in its ability to build and power some of the world's most revolutionary business applications. Transformative doesn't even begin to describe the way some businesses use web scrape data to enhance their operations, informing executive decisions all the way down to individual customer service experiences. Automated web scrapers work in a rather simple but complex way. After all, websites are built for humans to understand, not machines. First, the web scraper will be given one or more URLs to load before scraping. The scraper then loads the entire HTML code for the page in question. More advanced scrapers will render the entire website, including CSS and JavaScript elements, if you do understand that. If not, then I will say this: web scraping may not be for you, but you might want to learn that if you do want to take this scraping route. But you may also not need to know that based on the tool that you're using or the software that you're using at the time. Then what happens is the scraper will either extract all the data on the page or specific data selected by the user before the project is run. Ideally, the user will go through the process of selecting the specific data that they want from that page. For example, you might want to scrape on Amazon a product or something that they're selling on their website. That could be the prices, it could be the model details, it could be colors, but you may not be interested in product reviews. Lastly, the web scraper will output all the data that has been collected into a format that is more useful to the user. Most web scrapers will output data to a CSV or Excel spreadsheet. While more advanced scrapers will support other formats, this scraped data can be easily used to collect information from directories and websites to generate leads. The list of things that you can do with web scraping is almost endless. After all, it's all about what you can do with the data you've collected and how valuable you can make it. Cloud-based web scrapers run on and off-site servers, which is usually provided by the company who developed the scraper itself. This means that your computer's resources are freed up while your scraper runs and gathers that data 24 hours a day. If necessary. For larger projects, you may need to do that, or larger directories. You can then work on other tasks and be notified later once your scraper is ready to be exported.